The Pandavas soon arrived at Hastinapura, the Kuru capital, where they were offered a superficial welcome by Dhritarashtra. The next day they were taken by Dhritarashtra to the new imperial court at Jayanta, along with Duryodhana, Shakuni, and the other members of the Kuru race. Then Shakuni suggested that they sit down and play a game of dice. However, Yudhishthira advised, "Gambling is deceitful, sinful, and there is no kshatriya prowess in it. The wise do not advise playing with one who is expert in dice." "It is from a desire to be victorious," Shakuni replied. "But such a desire is not really. This is the practice in every contest. If you think that my intentions are deceptive, then you may desist from play." Yudhishthira said, "I will not withdraw from a challenge. We are all under the control of destiny. Let the play begin." The scheming Duryodhana joyfully suggested, "O monarch, I shall supply gems and jewels of every kind. However, my uncle Shakuni shall roll the dice for me." Not agreeing with the terms, Yudhishthira replied, "A substitute is never sanctioned in gambling." "I see nothing wrong in this arrangement," Shakuni said. Yudhishthira could not reply, and the game of dice began. The gambling match commenced. The hall filled up with princes and kings. Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, and Vidura took their seats, but their hearts were not in this game. King Dhritarashtra also took his seat along with many others. "O king," Yudhishthira said, "here I have an excellent wealth of pearls, originated from the churning of the milk ocean. What will you wager?" "I have many jewels and own a great fortune," Duryodhana replied. "Throw the dice, and we will see who is the winner." Then Shakuni, a master in the art of gambling, took up the dice and threw them, exclaiming, "Look, I have won!" Yudhishthira then wagered, "I have many dazzling jars of jewelry. This, O king, is the wealth that I will wager." Shakuni threw the dice and exclaimed, "Look, I have won!" Time after time, Yudhishthira would stake his wealth, and time after time, Shakuni would win, and the only sound that could be heard was, "Look, I have won." Yudhishthira lost his jewels, his gold, his silver, his army, his chariots, his horses, his slaves, and his Yudhishthira kept losing steadily, watching everything being devoured by the demon Shakuni. During the course of the gambling, Vidura could see that the Pandavas were about to lose everything. He tried to advise Dhritarashtra, but he did not respond to Vidura. By this time Shakuni had exploited everything and inquired of Yudhishthira, "What now will you wager?" "Here is my brother Nakula," Yudhishthira said. Shakuni rolled the dice and said, "Look, I have won. Now what will you bet?" "Here is my brother Sahadeva," Yudhishthira exclaimed. Shakuni then rolled the dice, exclaiming, "Look, Yudhishthira, I have won. Now what will be your wager? You still have Arjuna and Bhimasena." "O wretched person," Yudhishthira replied, "you are cheating by playing a game of crooked. However, I am not the controller of destiny, and therefore I will wager this brother of mine, Arjuna." Shakuni then rolled the dice and laughingly exclaimed, "Look, I have won. What will you wager?" "I have Bhima," Yudhishthira said. Shakuni then pitched the dice and said, "Look, Yudhishthira, I have won. Now what is there left to wager?" Yudhishthira then replied to the sinful Shakuni, "I will wager myself." Shakuni rolled the dice and exclaimed, "You have permitted yourself to be won. I think you still have one thing left in your possession. Why don't you stake Draupadi in this gambling match?" "The beautiful Draupadi," Yudhishthira replied, "is still in my possession. Making her as my wager, I will play with you." When King Yudhishthira had made this last wager, there was a cry of anguish among the elders. Bhishma, Drona, and Kripa were covered with perspiration, and Vidura, holding his head between his hands, sat like one who had lost all reason. Dhritarashtra was the only one of the elders who was elated at heart. He repeatedly asked, "What has been won? What now has been won?" Karna and Dushasana were laughing loudly, but others were crying in the assembly. Picking up the dice that were loaded in his favor, Shakuni rolled them and exclaimed, "Look, I have won everything." With these words, the entire assembly hall was shocked into silence.